There it is there. It's got the chip, which is pretty standard now in Australia to have a chip in it, with the PayWave feature. Fortunately, it's valid through to the 6th of the 16th, so it's still valid. I haven't ran out of the blooming use by date, or, validity date, so it's money on it's still usable. There's the back with your little Visa hologram. Yeah, intriguing. Here's this one. Just looted a castle. Wonder why they didn't put up any resistance. Maybe because this stuff is made in China. Breeze is blowing, so I just put my finger over the mic again. You remember a couple of weeks ago I got a big lump? Not a big lump of coal. It's from, just where the driveway curves around to go up to the water tanks. Sometimes when I have bonfires and stuff, like, I had one over there, ages back, clearing all the stuff out, when we sort of cut the tunnel through the trees to put the fence in. Not through all that there, basically. I find in areas like that blackened rocks because there's been a fire burnt over the top of rocks, and so sometimes you think, oh, that's a blackened rock, and you just see this little edge just sitting up like that, and then you give it a pull and bada bing, a whole lump of coal. Now, in case that wasn't strange enough, 20 minutes later, bingo. Another piece. Just the top edge there sitting up. And I give it a nudge. Right in front of the veranda here. Right there. Where I usually walk out to get a shortcut to the tanks, especially the last few days because I've been pumping water. I just go through past the plum tree and curve around. And, I've walked over this spot a million bloody times over, and yet didn't see it till today. There we go there. That looks, wet my thumb a bit there. Beautiful, beautiful, glossy blooming stuff. Jesus. That's just about reflecting where I haven't spat on it there. It is glossy. Glossy as. Ooh, it's starting to crack a little bit there too. Well, that's amazing to find those two bits in the space of 20 minutes. I get thrilled when I find a little bit that's about this big and I can find a huge bit. Both of them found tonight. So I should keep looking in that area. I should keep scanning the area that I got the bigger one from there, because I reckon there's more that will come up, because I'm pretty certain the other large one come pretty close by to where this one was. So yeah, I like collecting me coal. Just a reminder that somebody else used to live here. And I've got another. There you go. Dirty big hunk. Oh yeah, that's full. I thought it was full. That's a beauty. This one here was taken, well, I might as well tell you who it was taken when I was going up to see Troy, I think. I think that was the time. Yeah, it was, yeah. Pretty sure Maitland, New South Wales, is where I got this one from. Now, there's big coal mines in the area, and I went and that joint has the highest number of speed cameras I've ever seen in my life. God blimey, I didn't know how they didn't whack speed cameras on people's letterboxes. It was that ridiculous. But anyway, there's a lot of coal mines outside of that. Then you get into the town, and they had a McDonald's there. And so I pulled over, got some stuff in McDonald's. I went into the drive-through actually and come out, and I thought, where am I going to park? So I parked at a certain spot, ate a bit of it. Anyway, I'd been driving for bloody hours, and I thought, I've got to have a piss. And we're right next to a forest, and so I thought I'd walk in the forest and have a bit of a, piss with no one seen, and sure as eggs, there's all these tumbled down bricks. Some sort of old collapsed something. And sure as eggs, there's coal flipping chunks scattered all over the place. I could have walked out with flipping sacks of this. And I just walked out with this one. Because I was busy trying to get on my way. But, I think I might have a second piece. It's a bit larger than that as well. Anyway, I tried to have a little rain this morning, and then it sort of got, reasonably warm, quite warm again. Probably not really much past about, I don't know, 85 Fahrenheit. I can't believe this though. I can't believe this camera's showing nothing because I can still see fine, but the sun has basically pretty much gone down. Still in the dusk. And it's raining. It's raining quite well, which is a surprise. 9 days into autumn. And I thought we'd have rains come soon. I want to try and get the heated hothouse sorted, sides and roof and everything, before we get any real crazy stuff. I have a strange feeling though that, it's already sort of becoming evident with all these overcast and coolish days that autumn's here already. You keep getting the odd hot day, but I've got this strange feeling that we're going to have a fucking colossal rain at some point. And, make up for all the last winter being so exceedingly dry. I've had a couple of little trees that, they're like these stupid little things I cut up the other day. They're really, really coarse. As in they will blunt your saw blade, and they sort of blunted mine a little bit already. And they've got these sort of purple berries on them. And I've had a few of those just outright die. And I mean, I've never seen them die, but they died just a lack of water or something, I think. Starting to ease off now anyway. Well, 2 cats are eating down there just to help Black Kitty with healing up and whatnot. I might go and get some of that chicken mince again, because it's pretty cool. Because you may have heard it slow down in the last video, but it's actually been raining non-stop all night. So just slow enough. It was still just the residual heat in the building, the thermal mass, thermal build-up, and it was a little bit warm in the building, and I had the fan running, laying in bed, and when I turned the fan off, I realised it was raining again, and it just pretty much hasn't stopped. So yeah, as a result, it's cool enough to go pulling out that chicken mince without the bloody flies getting to it and maggots getting in there, and I think it'd be better for her to be healing up on that sort of food than this crapo bloody cat food. Oh, it's an all-rightish brand of cat food, but it's not a generic brand, but it's one of the lower-end, lower-end branded names. But anyway, I reckon the real meat would be a lot better than these damn dry kibbles, so I'll go and get a bit of that. Trouble is, a lot of what I've got left is big. I put too much in the bags. I used all the small bags up,
and now I've only got the big bags of stuff, so I might actually, and I was suggesting to my father, try and cut the damn bag in half and rebag and refreeze one half and use the other half, so it doesn't go all, flies don't get into it, and so anyway, I'll go and get a bit of that in a second. Alrighty, well, I have an empty 20-pound gas bottle there, propane bottle, and when this bloody thing wants to work, it's a 3-ring burner right next to the wood stove. So I'm going to try and move all that today, piss off this thing that I've still got here, still got the other framework sitting. God, this camera's fucking useless. Sitting here, that I've got to screw up, and I'll likely screw that up today. I've been meaning to do that for a few days. That's my little bit that I usually put over where the ashtray entrance is in there. That's another one I made up out of sheet metal myself. And I usually set that over there to sort of restrict the airflow a bit, more or less to close the damper. And I broke the friggin' thing. Stood under some damn thing, so I'll make another one of those out of some of the scraps I've got. And then we might see about going and putting a bit of concrete in the driveway. I ain't going to be able to spray box storms today. I've got a handful still to spray, but it's not going to happen because it's just too wet. 2 millimetres of rain, which is, put it this way, it's in between 1/16 and 1/8 of an inch. So yeah, that was alright. Gentle, slow soaking rain, not a colossal friggin' washout. So that'll probably just help some of the grass a little bit. It won't really do that much, but it's just nice to see the weather go from being 95 Fahrenheit on a regular basis to relaxing and about 67, 68 Fahrenheit instead, because there's nothing worse than sitting around in 95 degrees Fahrenheit heat, and I think it helps little Kitty to be in a nicer, cooler, more relaxing environment to heal up. But surgery, so anyway, puss, we'll get your chicken mince when it thaws out, which will probably be by the end of the day, and just making myself a bit of breakfast now. There's a nice little option I have. There's my water container there for them. That's very rarely runs out. I think it only ran out once this summer, so I forgot to fill it up before I went out one day. How's this? This is just an old cinder block that my uncle, I don't know if he didn't get like a bloomin' plastic bag or something on the ground and sat it on the ground and then filled it up with cement and basically turned it into like a bloomin' little bowl. Yeah, literally just half a broken cinder block. And I think that's some of his stuff there. I don't know if he made the concrete up and poured it onto the plastic bag and then plonked this on top, because it sort of seems as though there's quite a bit there. But, and I probably should give us a little bit of a washout one of these days, as I do on occasion. I washed out a lot of other stuff yesterday. Look at the water level. There's your cinder block, and there's your water level. It's about, oh God, it's not even 3/4 of an inch off the top, with 2 mil of rain. As a result, I never have to worry about my cat's water during winter, because it is constantly coming off the roof. Actually comes off that angled piece there, and hits these end few bits and then bang into this. So I never have to worry about cat's water during winter, because this thing just is basically constantly overflowing, and I put that there. I actually had a larger plastic tub here to stop the drip line being so hard just in this area because of the off-flow of the little gable, clear gable thing he made up. And, you know, that ended up breaking, going brittle because of the sun, and so I ended up dumping this here, which was actually sitting under there with a heap of old gates around, because he tried to have some chooks at various occasions and he had them under there, and this was their drinking bowl. So yeah, so that just constantly overflows all winter, and you never need to worry about cat's water. Well, it may still look like a bit of a mess. I've got a whole bunch of papers here, some that are articles worth keeping, and probably more than half of them are ones I've got to make videos on. Articles in the newspaper you probably can't see them too well. What's that little tyke there? If you said koala, you'd be wrong. Look at the size of his head comparative to that thing. It's a quokka. Yeah. Rare little animal. I've seen them in the real on an island where they are renowned to live. Anyway, I decided to start cleaning things up in the house. I was going to clean off stuff off the front lawn. I'm just going to leave it on there a bit longer to annoy one subscriber. No, I was going to, and then I just thought, you're a dickhead. Why are you moving around stuff in the rain on a rainy day? You should do what you're meant to be doing ages ago, which is cleaning inside the house. So we're starting on all this kitchen table for starters, and yeah, I may go and put the little coal collection in a box. I may go and get a little, what turns out to be iron ore, in another area. A big pile of old friggin' papers and even a few books to go in the fire. That's freezer packs. Some of those were supposed to go in the bin at the piggery, but managed to make it to my house somehow. Stuffed if I'm buying them, if I can get them for free. When the boss says throw them out, I'll just put them in my car instead. Yeah, it turns out a lot of these rocks, I'll get a good one, that I've been picking up, this is all iron ore. This is why it was sticking with the big old car magnet under, car speaker magnet under there. And some of them, you see, this one's all sort of dibbled. It's like a nugget, almost like a gold nugget. Here you got the little dibbles and sort of pits and stuff in it. Not many of them are like that. I got one that was like really round the other day, which is sitting out there, but I might get a little jar or something, and actually I got a couple of jars, and throw all those in the jars just to clear this off a bit. I got a bunch of that's just shit pennies. Oh, there's a bit of friggin' Malaysian money, I think. Yeah, Malaysian money. Oh, shit ton of pennies here. This one's a ripper too, my uncle had. I'm pretty certain this is real, and somebody's tried to turn it into a necklace. Or some sort of a pendant by punching a hole in the top, but I'm pretty certain it's the real deal. 4 pence. 18.55. Yeah, the back's a bit stuffed. This is Victoria's some shit. Probably with the reign of Queen Victoria. Yeah. Anyway, a few pairs of sunglasses. Silver-plated coffee pot. This is a fucking dilemma, this one. I bought this thing thinking that the weight in it meant it might be a little bit like, you know, real silver.
come to think of it, the weight isn't enough. I walked out the door, they've got these fucking spring-loaded doors. I mean, really spring-loaded doors. I got the bastard jammed in the door and dented the fucking thing. God blimey. Talk about fucking trying things up. It's got the appropriate coloured tarnish, but I believe it's only just plated. It is some sort of a coffee pot. But, yeah. Made in England, Walter Oxley, Sheffield, 3003. But I don't think it's got the weight to be the full real deal. If it was Indian, it would be, and it would be as heavy as all hell. And you often see these little bits here, which are like your separators to keep your handle from conducting heat. I don't think it's got one there, but often they have at least one, if not the two. They've got little holes drilled in there too, which I think is... Oh, there's nothing up there too, to let any... stop any air getting too hot and expanding in there. You've got to do the same thing with any steel that you galvanise. World of CSR will know all about that. You got to basically, if you weld pipes together, you got to drill a hole in them before they galvanise them, because the heat of galvanising it will cause the welds to blow off more or less, or become pretty damaged, at least crack, due to thermal expansion of the air still inside the pipes. And it's not that hot when you weld it, because it can sort of dissipate out quickly enough and whatnot. But when you galvanise the entire thing in one hit, it can't dissipate out because the whole lot's under friggin' molten zinc. So, yeah. But anyway, might as well show you. I have to be careful how I do this. There we go. Jeez, I'd friggin' do well with Osama bin Laden, wouldn't I? That's one of my old licenses. That's shit. That is old. Expired 2006. So anyway, that's a 10-year-old license. Anyway, better get on with shit and yeah. As you can see, this has got a bit of dust on the top. What a beautifully made little bowl, sugar bowl. I was going to just turf this in the fire a long time ago, but I thought, no, it's too beautifully made to just chuck out like that. And I only just turned it over and realised something. This is something my uncle got in an op shop for $4. Top letters, made in Tasmania. You see very light print there. Bottom letters, Huon pine. That is magical shit. That wood is no longer available. It's now a protected species. It's in Tasmania. It's believed to be, along with those great sequoia or whatever the hell it is in the States, it's believed to be one of the very few trees that will live basically forever. It doesn't have a set lifespan of 100 years or 120 years like cypress pines and other common trees. They've found ones of these they believe to be 3,000-year-old trees. I shit you not. This type of pine was used extensively because it is resistant against most sorts of bugs, and it doesn't rot. This is the sort of stuff I believe that you can pull out from underneath the water in a lake that's, you know, a log that's been down there for the last 40 years. You can pull it out of the water and it'll still be good. It's water resistant, bug resistant, and I believe it doesn't even rot. A lot of it was used in the early days for not only fixing ships but building ships as well. I'm talking, when I say the early days, I'm talking the early 1800s. You know, and there's buildings in Tasmania that are built 1835 and stuff like that. And there was a pub that used to be managed by relatives of mine who are no longer there, and you know that was built around that sort of 1820s, 1830s. And sure as eggs, that's probably got Huon pine in it because it was
a very loved and rather common tree, but the last of it available was cut down in the early 80s, or sort of maybe 83, 84, 85 at the latest, and that was only because it was in an area where there was a dam project and it was basically going to be underwater anyway. So they said you got free rein of forestry in this area that's going to be flooded, and that was the last of it. There you go. That's worth hanging on to, because that is an exceedingly hard wood to even come by these days.